that. There you go.
Set the timer. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, hello world. This is the coping coach, Michelle Birdsong in New York City. And this is Devin. Tell me your last name.
Gangadean.
Gangadean. And Devin is quite an extraordinary man. He's an airline pilot. Yay, yay. Mm-hmm. And a yoga master. And
yoga practitioner.
Practitioner. But you teach it, right?
Yes.
So is that a master? You mastered it?
On the way to master, yeah.
Okay, he's on the way to he's modest. So we were just going to chat in front of you about, well, when we talk about the airline pilot, you started telling me you wanted to do that since you were a kid.
Yes, when I was 5 or 6 years old. Yep, it hit me pretty strong, the desire to fly.
Why?
And I'm not even sure why. My grandfather was a pilot. He was an airline pilot from Northwest.
Oh, that's why.
So my mom and my grandmother always say is in the flying gene. Just skipped to my mom, went to me, and just turned on at a young age. So I knew I wanted to fly. About 7 years of age, I started going to the school library, pull out the stack of books, as many as I can from the library on airplanes, and started taking lessons when I was about 12 years old, flying. And
did you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And that was in Philly?
Yes, just outside of Philadelphia. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was an airline stewardess, so I have a lot of respect for pilots and co-pilots and flight engineers. Anybody up there in their cockpit, you know.
Right.
So it's a thrill to be able to talk to them. Okay, so tell us about the yoga. You're going to be doing some YouTube videos for yoga. What kind of yoga again?
Its roots are in power yoga or vinyasa yoga.
Vinyasa. Now, I never heard of that. Is that popular?
Yes, vinyasa is the term. It's a fusion of breathing and movement of the 8 branches of yoga. 2 of them are pranayama, the breathing.
Yes.
And then asana, the posture. So vinyasa is a fusion of both those 2 aspects of yoga into a dynamic form of movement that's very quite aerobic, more physically aggressive than most forms of yoga.
That's great. And, you can see he's in very good shape, so whatever kind of yoga he's teaching is really powerful. You said asanas? I thought they were asanas.
Asanas.
Well,
they're different pronunciations. I say asana, you say asana.
Right. Which is the Indian pronunciation?
I've heard both.
Okay.
So I'm not
it doesn't
even.
matter.
Yes, yeah.
As long as we know what we're talking
exactly,
about.
Right.
Yeah, we're sitting in the clue wall. We have all these clues for the pop culture. Devin and I have another plan for the country. We're going to save it by creating a new party with all the different. No, we must. I mean, we're in a crisis here, and we must. And we're going to take all the good things from the Democrats and the Republicans and the Libertarians and the Conservatives, and make a party respecting the Constitution for sure, and God, right? Mm-hmm. And things like that. So
natural law.
Natural law, absolutely. It's going to be wonderful, and we're going to rejuvenate America somehow. And we'll have clues about how to stay solvent in the upcoming economic crisis too for you. I bought this book today, The Alchemist. I saw Will Smith doing a pep talk on YouTube. He was so good. He did like 5 or 6 pep talks. That man is extra. He started out a rapper, and then Beverly Hills. What was it called?
Yeah.
Fresh
Prince
right.
of Bel-Air. Yep.
And now he's doing Men in Black. I can't wait to go see that. That's
the 3rd one.
Yeah, it's out. Is it the 3rd one?
I believe so. Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them except on television. I've seen little here and there. So he mentioned buy this book, and everybody's been buying it. And I was in Strand Bookstore here in Manhattan. It's a popular bookstore, and it was right there on the best of the best tables. So I know a lot of people have been buying that and Shades of Grey. Have you heard about that book?
Yes, I have. I don't know much about it. That's another one, huh?
The Shades of Grey is rejuvenating the sex life of married couples.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've seen them on Dr. Oz, and I saw them on another television show, which was what? I don't know, but these people who've been married 20 years, bored, sick, with each other are just happy as larks. Their
That's
husbands are grinning and their wives are. But you know what? They do things like bondage and spankings and stuff like that. I just say to myself, what happens afterwards? I mean, do you then become like a dangerous person? I mean, do you really want to be in handcuffs and stuff like that? The woman is the one in handcuffs, you know. The man gets the power.
Okay.
And she gets off on being bossed around or something. I haven't read the book yet. There are three books.
Well, I suppose for people who've been together, married for 20 years, they know each other well enough, or they feel it's safe enough to. Well, they know it's a safe atmosphere in relationship to perhaps take it to that point, if that's what.
Yeah.
And I think, of course, when it's always done from ultimately from a state of caring and love.
Yeah.
Even if it gets a little more aggressive like that, then
it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's.
Okay, it's just
it sounds like if it's that popular, if it's catching on.
People are crazy.
There must be something to it.
While I was standing near the book, this lady came and grabbed 3 books. And it's also on the best of the best tables at Strand. But you know how when you do something, you create the neural pathway in your brain, right? Mm-hmm. So you repeat it and you repeat it, and I just hope it's healthy. What they're doing, healthy.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I know, I don't either, and I don't even have a sex life because in my path I can't, because I'm not married. You can only have like Tebow. You know Tebow?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, I live like that. So it's fine. Okay, so have we been on 10 minutes?
Oh, let's see. The 6:43 says on the clock.
There, we have a few more minutes. Mm-hmm. Okay, is there anything you want to tell the public?
Put you on the spot. Put me on the spot. Huh? Well, I guess it's my first interview. I mean, you just invited me about just a few hours ago.
Isn't he great? He's so natural.
I was on my way to take a yoga class up in Upper Manhattan, and
tell us about that.
It's at a yoga studio.
What's the name of the place?
Pure Yoga.
Pure Yoga. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I just started a few months ago, and it's off and on. It's my busy schedule as a pilot. It's my time off is unpredictable sometimes, so I get up there when I can, and it's a nice scene. It's good to I used to teach a lot in the past, not so much anymore, but I got back in there because I'm thinking about getting back into teaching yoga again.
I'm glad.
So it's good to see what the scene really is looking like in the yoga world, and I'm liking it. It's good to get plugged back in. And
how long was the class?
This one is 1 hour.
Is it unbearable? I mean, is that exhausting?
It's a heated class, hot power yoga. So there's a lot of sweating. It's like power yoga, what I used to teach.
Okay.
What I practice continuously.
Okay.
So it's intense, and like many yoga teachers, oftentimes would say, you've got to push yourself. You struggle. You got to struggle a little bit. You got to suffer. So a little bit. Push it. Not to the point where you're actually hurting yourself or anything like that. But mentally challenge yourself. In other words,
right?
Because when you do that, you're strengthening yourself mentally, physically, and so I think I think yoga is one of the best forms of fitness out there for mental, emotional. Yeah, I'm sure you.
Oh yeah.
With your practice of meditation.
Right. Absolutely. And I went to Crunch Gym, and I loved it because I had Crunch.
No.
It's one of the gyms, regular
local,
gyms.
Around here,
yeah, local. I went in Union Square, and this guy Kev was a trainer, and he was so clever that I was sweating when it was over, and I didn't know why, because I didn't think I had done anything, because he's like chatting and could you one more push, really clever how he worked me, So I like that too. I would say do yoga twice a week and then go to the gym 3 times.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And lift weights, something I never thought I would do.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's good to have a lot of variety.
Yeah,
sure. Yep.
and you have to keep in shape, or
mm-hmm.
else you just get creaky,
mm-hmm.
and frail.
It's worth the effort. It's worth the investment. That's one thing I so strongly believe in. I guess as maybe what we were talking about before about helping move our society and our nation to a positive direction is the saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Yeah.
And I think something like that, if that mentality or concept was applied to our lifestyles as a whole, and even with our medical system, which I feel is still in a stage where it's in a premature stage of really becoming what it needs to be to help foster optimum health for Americans and ultimately for worldwide.
Okay,
So.
we won't fight about that, but
Okay. We found some.
because it's so much time. We're gonna get off the air so we can put this on the air and you can see us, right?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll come back and do this again because Devin is a very worldly kind of person with a lot of information, knows all about the history of yoga and just things that are so fascinating that I would like for him to share with you, and I'm sure he will, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're gonna sign out for now. So ciao, ciao. I'll turn this off. Stop.